this is not a threat reflect American values, equality under the law. And this incredible outbreak of nonviolent protests, as Martin Luther King would call it, creative protests going on right now, I hope helps to push our national conversation to actually addressing some of these issues. I really feel fortunate that my senior senator is Senator Menendez, as he and I, and this is a great statement for New Jersey, are two minorities in the Senate, two of the few minorities in the Senate, and have joined with people. And by the way, this is not a partisan issue in the Senate. This week I've had conversations with Tim Scott, and Rand Paul, other Republicans who have said very candidly. I watched last night the gentleman from the Blaze talking about the situation with Eric Garner. This is unacceptable for Americans to realize. Here we have a nation that, if you look at the data, we have a real problem. Why is it that there's no difference in marijuana usage whatsoever between blacks, whites, Latinos in this country? Virtually no difference. But yet African Americans are nearly 4 times more likely to be arrested for that crime. And so on a very personal level, when I'm sitting on the United States Senate floor and with Marco Rubio and Tim Scott, and we're discussing stories that we know of U.S. janitors, judges, who have experienced issues and problems that my other friends who may be of a different race or background just have not seen as much, if at all. We need to have a constructive conversation so that we can achieve the American ideals of equal justice under the law. Now, I know there's basic things we can do, and I'm encouraged, frankly, by the possibility we now have in the House and the Senate to pass comprehensive, broad-based reformation within our legal system to make it into more of a justice system. Things like addressing sentencing laws, things like addressing re-entry. Why are the collateral consequences for doing what the last 3 presidents admitted to doing? Experimenting with marijuana. Now you take a kid who's almost 4 times more likely to be arrested for it, now has a felony conviction that can't get a Pell Grant. You could become president of the United States if you don't get caught, but you can't get a Pell Grant because you have a marijuana charge. You can't get food stamps. You can't get a job. And so there are systematic things that have to be changed. And I'm so encouraged that I am in a body now where you see people on both sides of the aisle coming forward. So I am inspired by millennials right now. I shouldn't just say millennials, because I see people of all ages that are constructively, non-violently, creatively expressing outrage with our nation falling short of their values. America not being America. And as Langston Hughes said so eloquently, oh, let America be America again. The land that never has been yet, but must be.
So you're going to go down to New York and join the protesters, or is your time better stay on the Senate floor?
I'm going to find every way possible. And if anybody's been following me on social media, if anybody's been following my work in the United States Senate, I'll find every way possible to be part of the constructive movement of our country closer to its high right.
And moving it beyond that.
All right. I'm sorry, you've had your questions. Yes. No, I was wondering if you had any more input on this, and as far as the Justice Department, with them investigating now looking into this, and you don't have any reaction to that aspect?
Well, look, I think it's fitting and appropriate. This is not unusual, and it is fitting and appropriate that the Department of Justice conduct its own investigations after the state has conducted its to come to conclusions on federal issues and to make its decision independently. You know, at the end of the day, what we need is the ability for people to view a system of justice that works for everyone, to believe that that system can work. And if there isn't that faith that the system can work for everyone equally, as we pass the Supreme Court the way the word says under its portal, equal justice under the law, then it fails to provide the type of system of justice that we can all have faith and confidence in. And that's an essential element. So, I think the peaceful protest that is going on, the civil disobedience that is going on, that is the essence of our rights as Americans. I certainly don't believe in arson and mayhem. I don't think that is